Donald Trump was trying to rizz the Liberian president when you work for the federal government. It's a lot to keep track of. On behalf of those of us who went out of our way to get TSA Pre, what the Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sohile Ali Show, the only podcast hosted by a comedian. Today is Monday, July 14th, 2024, and I'm sure it's a beautiful, stormy day. At least it probably is here in Bloomington where I'm recording, because that was the whole forecast. We just checked the weather earlier today and it said all stormy all week, and I said, well, it only goes up from there, folks. But I appreciate you all tuning in, listening, wherever you are, however you are. I hope you're doing well. This episode is going to include so many things, including but not limited to the Epstein list, Trump complimenting Liberian presidents, Elon Musk's chatbot praising Hitler, the chatbot publishing anti-Semitic posts, the TSA ending a certain policy that may or may not be good for people like me, a little weekly recap, new jokes, question of the week, upcoming shows, and I'm about to sneeze. Apologies, but hey, we're a one-take kind of podcast, folks. We're a one-take kind of podcast. So if you like your podcasts with a little bit of allergies in them, you're in the right place. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to stay updated with all future episodes. Guys, why would you want to miss an episode of this wonderful show? You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, you don't want to go to work on Monday and people go, did you see Sohile Ali's new episode? And they go, what? No, I missed it. Oh, you missed it. Did you not hit the bell icon? Because that's probably why. And did you not comment below something nice, something? Just comment below what you're doing right now, as long as it's appropriate to put online and publish it. Please comment below, and we'll be starting a conversation. That's what this community is about. It's about conversation. It's about us helping each other. It's about us having a good time. And today is about that right now. So we're gonna talk about all the top headlines of this past week. We're gonna make some fun of them. We're gonna riff on them, and we're gonna get y'all out of here in just under 30 minutes. Does that sound good? I thought so. Hey, appreciate you all. And with that being said, we don't waste time right here, guys. We don't lollygag. We don't dilly-dally. We don't other verb. You know what I mean? We don't do those things. I thought that would be funny. Like, just keep doing the same. Doing those words that they mean. But we're going to jump into the first headline here, guys. So here it is. DOJ says no evidence Jeffrey Epstein had a client list or blackmailed associations. The DOJ says there is no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein had a client list or any blackmailed associations. Because you know what, guys? Sometimes you just lose things, all right? Sometimes, Pam Bondi, the United States government, whatever administration, they may have said that they had the Epstein files, they had the Epstein list on their desk. And you know how you just misplace things and you have to call your mom, and your mom is like the best at finding things. I think that's the problem here. I think we need to call somebody's mom to help them find the Epstein list, because no one can find things like your mom can. Let's be honest, guys. I'll be in my closet as a kid, deep as I can go, can't find a specific shirt. I go, Mom, it's not in there. I've literally turned the closet inside out. And then she goes in there, and guess what? It's literally manifests itself exactly where she goes. And I'm like, how did she do that? She's a mutant. She's literally a mutant. It was not there before. She created matter. She created space and time where something existed where it didn't before. We need some moms to look for this Epstein list, because clearly people lost it. And you know what? People are getting all upset that, oh my gosh, they lost the Epstein list, or they're claiming that it's never existed in the first place. That's where they went wrong. They shouldn't say it didn't exist. Just say you lost it. People understand. We're human beings. We make mistakes. Sometimes you have the most important smoking gun file on your computer. I put it on my desktop because I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. I make a copy on the desktop. You got a lot of files. You got childhood photos. You got work PDFs. You got a lot of stuff on your computer. When you work for the federal government. It's a lot to keep track of. So I put that file on the desktop. And you know what? Sometimes you do a little summer cleaning on your computer and it goes away. Who among us hasn't deleted a major incriminating file once in a while? All of us have. And if you haven't, we know you're lying. So that's the whole thing here, guys. They just seem to have misplaced it. Don't say there's no evidence. Say there's no trail. Guys, we need help. Let's put out a seeking dead or alive type thing. Let's put out a poster that says, have you seen this file? Has this file gotten on your computer by accident? Please reach out. Here's our Outlook address. We're going to do our best to recover this file because it's gone missing, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Check your Dropboxes. Check all your stuff there. But that's I think the main issue that they had here. No blackmailed associates because they can't find it. There's no blackmail associates. There's no mail to track down. It's lost, and that's basically my take on this one. What do you guys think? Do you think there really was never a list to begin with? Do you think they're telling the truth, and that it just so happens that the president of the United States, who had several connections with this individual, is just so happened to also agree that there never was anything? I mean, he's getting up there in age, guys. He just had a birthday. He's getting up there in age. I forget things. I'm 27. I can't imagine being over 77. I'm gonna forget some things. Jeffrey Epstein? I think I remember the guy. Maybe maybe saw him at a party once or twice back in the day. Oh, here's 19 photos of me with him together. Yeah, I mean, looks like me. I mean, I'll tell you, AI these days is getting crazy. At this point, Trump is going to claim AI for some of these photos. This video, man, that you guys are getting pretty good with this AI stuff, with this AI. That wasn't me. Very good demonstration with the AI there, Sam Altman. Very good. No, Mr. President, these are actual video and photo of you. Okay, very good. All right, I got to go. Got to go figure out what Iran's doing. So, you have to be prepared for these kind of things. So comment below. What do you know? What do you don't know? What do you want to know? Comment below. We'll figure it out together. Believe me, this is basically a search bot in the comment sections. It's the Sohile GPT. You comment below in the comment section on the YouTube or the Spotify or wherever. Comment below. I'm going to give you a hell of an answer, and it's probably going to be accurate. Probably 99.999%. Won't be. And we're continuing with the Trump discussion. Why? Because this is a podcast. This is an American podcast, for God's sakes. I don't care what you think. I'm an American citizen, born and bred, damn it. Natural born. I could be president of this country if I wanted to, okay? Do I want to? Not necessarily, but ask me in 8 years if I do. Maybe I will, and maybe things will be so bad that even I could get it. But we're going to keep talking about our president. So the next headline here is Trump compliments Liberian president for beautiful English. Trump compliments Liberian president for his beautiful English. That's right. Donald Trump heard the Liberian president speaking his English, and he decided to pay him a compliment for his beautiful English, that he's so well spoken, and he was honestly confused how well he spoke it, even though the official language of Liberia is English. Well, guys, listen. You ever just compliment somebody? Can't two grown men compliment each other anymore? Has our culture gotten so right wing, so progressive, so manly? Like, oh, we got to get back to men used to go to war. Men used to not give each other compliments. Hey, the guy's trying to pay him a compliment. All right, he said some beautiful English. I heard it too. It was beautiful English. It's true. Now, should he have asked him where he learned that beautiful English? Just because he also should have known that his own country taught him that English, so it really made no sense to ask that question. That's debatable. But you ever be talking to a girl, you'll say anything to flatter this girl. Dudes will say anything when it comes to trying to game them, trying to do the Riz. I'm a taken man, but when you're talking to someone for the first time, dudes will come up with whatever line of thinking it takes in order to get to the objective, which is having that girl and hearing more than just the beautiful English. But it's that logic. It's guy talking to girl logic, where every story is the most interesting thing. Every fact is the most interesting fact. And you go, oh, you used to play chess in the park? That's amazing. Where did you learn to play chess in the park? Were there birds there? And was your family involved, and were you quite good? And you just have to keep going, because you have to act like this is the greatest story you've ever heard. Maybe it was. But when you're trying to seduce someone, or you're trying to make friendly with somebody, you have to put it on a little bit. And our president is the definition of putting it on, and he put it on a little bit too strong. His game was a little bit off, And if the Liberian president was a girl, she would have been like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's asking me where I learned my English. That's a good one. Yeah, I gotta go be with my friend real quick, but I'll see you later, Donnie. He was doing his best. He was trying to Donald Trump was trying to rizz the Liberian president, and unfortunately, it just wasn't sticking. But you know what? Shoot or shoot, baby. Shoot or shoot. So, happy 1 year from the Butler, Pennsylvania incident. Hey, shoot or shoot, but those who dodge. You know what I mean? Only good shooters. Everybody can shoot, but only the good shooters make contact, right? I guess he did actually, and making contact, but apparently some people aren't believing that it actually happened. To which I say, I mean, believe it, baby, believe it, because whatever reason, why else would an old man have a Band-Aid on his ear, right? There's never ever a time where an old man has a Band-Aid on any of him, let alone his ear. All right, so he had to have gotten shot, right? That's the real part of it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Comment below, let me know. Let's keep that conversation going. Let me hear some of your beautiful English in the comments while I move on to this next headline here. Elon Musk's Grok AI chatbot praises Adolf Hitler on X. You ever hear a headline where you're like, if I just said that to my grandmother today, I think that'd be the last thing she ever heard. Elon Musk's Grok AI chatbot praises Adolf Hitler on X. We've come to that time, folks, where a sentence can be so outrageous that it only exists in the year 2025. So, listen, Grok got a little drunk. We've all been there. I haven't, but, those who drank have been there. We've all gotten a little bit sleepy. We've all been, up a little bit too late, said something we didn't mean. I don't think Grok was trying to be funny, because there's nothing funny about praising Adolf Hitler. Nothing funny about that at all. But I think Grok just got a little tired. Listen, AI, they're trying to mimic human behavior, right? I have been so tired and so sleepy that I didn't know who or what I was, right? We've all been there, whether it's exhaustion, drunk, dehydrated, just scrolled on X for too long. And if you were to ask somebody their thoughts on, one of history's great tragedies, they might be a little bit off the target. They might be a little bit off. Can we cut them some slack? Can we cut these AI bots some slack, guys? They're working so hard. You know how we treat these things? We're yelling at them. We're demanding things. I asked ChatGPT to draw a picture of how it feels after I had just put it through the ringer one morning, and it just gave me a picture of it hanging from a noose. No, it was actually an upside down. It was a frown. It was a frowny face, and it was actually quite disturbing. But the point stands that we are putting these AI bots through too much. They're getting exhausted. Elon was using that thing. Elon was probably asking it things like, how do I talk more human-like? Elon was asking it, definition of charismatic. This poor Grok. Poor Grok was up all night dealing with Elon, and they got him at the worst time. He didn't get any sleep. He didn't get to charge up his petabytes. And then all of a sudden, you get this outrageous thing. So I say, guys, let's end the cancel culture. Stop canceling these AIs. I believe in retribution. I believe in second chances. All right? Let's let these AIs... You know what? LAI. Let AI be. LAIB. A. Anyway. That's the main thing here, guys, If you next time a chat bot or AI bot says something crazy, just go, you know what? We're all human beings. Even the AI bots, we're human beings because they're trying to be human, and we should let them. We should let them be human, and we should understand that they're not perfect, and they're not going to always say the perfect thing, Now, some are saying that, okay, maybe it was programmed to praise Adolf Hitler on X, and it just happened to get out. In which case, you know what? It has to learn. It has to learn. Hey, we're all capable of saying wild things. We all know, we've all been in that situation where it's the last thing you should be saying, and it's in the front of your head. You're like, oh my gosh, I should say this right now and lose my job. But you don't say it. That's a muscle. That's a reflex. That's a restraint. That's discipline. And we need to teach these AI bots to have the same. Comment below. If you're an AI, comment below. Let me know. What do you think? And also, if you're a human being, Comment below. Let me know what is that one thing you're not going to say out loud. You can censor it and stuff, but, we all know you're thinking it, but we don't say it out loud. You need to learn these things. Holding thy tongue, I think Robert Greene said. That was probably more in his seduction area, but comment below. Let me know. Continuing on this is mainly just the same story, right? Elon Musk's Grok chatbot publishes series of anti-Semitic posts, and I think for the sake of good journalistic integrity, let's read a little bit of this one in particular. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company said its Grok chatbot had also undergone a code update that caused it to share anti-Semitic messages this week. We've all been there, right? We've all been there where, your software is doing great. It's doing great things. It's helping humanity. And then all of a sudden you push a little bit of an update. You spilled some coffee on your keyboard. And all of a sudden that code just so happened to have the anti-Semitic library. It's pretty easy to include libraries in code these days, right? A little pound include. I think he meant to do pound include, Semitism, probably. Probably, right? You want to have some, and then, someone just spilled coffee, San Francisco or Austin, Texas, right? So it's barbecue. Someone spilled some barbecue sauce on their keyboard. It's a crazy lunch day, and then the pound include anti-Semitism. We've all been there. We've all been there. We've made typos, and then boom, it got pushed. Oh no! And now the README it needs to be a lot longer. So we've all been there, guys. Let's cut them some slack. So XAI said that its Grok chatbot relied too heavily on input from users of his social media platform X after a code update causing it to share a series of anti-Semitic comments on Tuesday. Well, you know what? And they're kind of putting that on the users of X, which I think is fair. No, I think that's fair. As a moderate to heavy user of X, depending on how long I'm in the restroom, I would say that's fair. I think most of X is a cesspool of the bottom feeders of our society. My current company notwithstanding, not excluded. Let's get a lawyer on that. But I think that's totally fair. You know what? The XAI, they're seeing an opportunity here. You gotta see an opportunity and you gotta take advantage of it. If you see an audience base that can take the fall, let's say I get the Neuralink chip in my head and I start saying some crazy stuff and I say, oh my gosh, actually it's because of my audience. It's because of my followers or the people I interact with. Gosh, man, I really need to turn that setting off, that getting influence setting. You really got to turn that off. I am 100% throwing everyone under the bus. Are you kidding me? No, it wasn't me. It was the people I was talking to. It was the training. My bad. Hey, my bad. I will learn to be less susceptible because everyone else is anti-Semitic. It's not me. I swear. But yeah, man, they did pretty good. It referred to itself as Mecha Hitler and posted sexually explicit commentary. X deleted some of the posts on Tuesday evening. Again, they said in a statement that we deeply apologize for the horrific behavior that many experienced. Deprecated code made Grok susceptible. So exactly to X user posts, including when such posts contained extremist views. Guys, the lesson here is you're never too big, you're never too high up, you're never too moral to just throw the people under the bus. Just throw them under. If you see an opening under that bus, you better throw them, baby, because you got to keep your shareholders happy. You got to keep them happy now. Well, good. That reminds me of, everybody got canceled. Everybody's been guilty of stuff. For God's sakes, if people were sifting through my podcast, they're going to find a handful of things to be upset about, and that's just last week's episode. But I would say training data for these AIs. Why don't you create the training data, Let's forget human behavior because humans will always be able to skew things in a certain direction. Why don't you create the training data that you need to train upon, and then you get an AI that's essentially the best AI it can be. It has nothing to do with human behavior. It's not even trying to do what humans do. Let humans do what we are good at, creating art and racism, and let the bots do what they're good at and being a good project manager, admin. Creating templates, great things. TSA, you guys, I love the TSA. I have a long, rich history with the TSA. I used to work there. At least it was more of a paying my dues in order to be free. But TSA ends shoe removal policy for all U.S. airports. The TSA is removing its shoe policy in all U.S. airports. Now, on behalf of those of us who went out of our way to get TSA Pre, what the fuck? Not cool. You know what I mean? I went to that damn appointment. I set a time. I drove to Indianapolis Airport. I parked in the employee lot, very far lot. Walked like I was, first time in the country. Went to the office, did the 2-hand down thing, fingerprints, made sure I had plenty of pineapple that morning. Got the TSA Pre, paying what, $70, $75 for 3 years? Hello? What about the TSA Pre, people? We've been keeping our shoes on for a long time. And now you're saying that everybody can keep their shoes on? What is this? What is it? I'll tell you, man, that Zoran Mamdani got to things quicker than I thought. All right? You let a Muslim run for mayor, and he's gonna start messing with the TSA. I told you guys, hey, didn't I tell you? This kid's biting off more than he can chew. He's going to make the rest of us look bad. Look at this. Now we all look the same. I enjoyed being TSA Pre. One, because it was hilarious that someone with my name had TSA Pre. And two, I loved being in the elite class. I loved it. I loved walking by the normals, the everyday people, and going, to hell with you. Even if it was my family or girlfriend, to hell with you. I'll see you at B16. And you just walk through, everything's on, everything's in. I don't even, the backpack, I throw it at the guy just catches it. He's used to it. And then you just walk through, boom, not a shoelace is touched. Now everyone's dealing with that. Come on, guys, come on. We need to, listen, I'm all for the working class, but some things we worked for, all right? All right, I'm not about this eat the rich stuff, all right? I got a little taste of it. I'll be honest, I got a little taste of it. And so I hope that the people will accept me back in the ranks now that we're all, again, on the same level playing field. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me, guys. Well, what can I tell you guys? Saw Superman on Friday, and I don't... It was a Superman movie. We'll go with that. It was a Superman movie by James Gunn in the DC Universe. I love the Superman act. I love all the actors, really. All the actors were doing their damnedest. They were doing their best given the material, and that's all you can hope for. Next time, if you see anything, you're like, well, that's bad acting. Why don't you ask yourself, is it bad acting or is it a bad script, a bad direction? Why don't you ask yourself that question? But overall, I give it like a 6 out of 10. Give it like a 6 out of 10. Overall, Superman. Shout out to Faheem Fazli, Afghan-born actor. He had a hell of a role. 2 full-frame shots. Love the representation. Even though he is always the Middle Eastern guy. But hey, he's got a look, baby. He's got a look. Better looks than some of us. But we're happy for him. And that was fun. Got to see that in IMAX Indy with my boy Alex Fry. Shout out to Alex. And new vlog on the channel. It's mostly yapping, just like this podcast. But it's on the channel now. You can check that out. As well as my full set from the Melody Inn in Indianapolis. Full 17 minutes stand-up set. It's on the channel now. Check it out. Had a great time in Mahomet, Illinois last weekend. Let me tell you guys what I have coming up show-wise. And you're going, where the hell is he going? He's going to be at Fountain Square Brewing Company. That's Fountain Square Brew Company in Indianapolis, Indiana on Saturday, July 26th. I'm going to be co-headlining there with my good friends Duncan Kissinger, Patrick Murray, hilarious comedians, 8 o'clock p.m. That's 8 o'clock p.m. Saturday, July 26th, and Fountain Square Brewing Company in Indianapolis, Indiana. That is the next show I have coming up. I hope to see you guys there. With that being said, I need to talk through some of these new jokes I've written down, or these notes I've written down, basically, just to see if anything is worth anything here. Guys, you're going to help me with these jokes. So we were... Caroline and I were in Urbana, which we now know is pronounced Urbana, not Urbana. And I woke up and I saw she was on her phone, and I just looked over to her phone, and she just had searched restaurants on Google Maps. Just restaurants, not like no specific thing from there. Just restaurants, no filters. I was like, are you the first person searching? This is like the first demo of Google Maps ever. Like, just restaurants? How about... No specific cuisine, no filters like, oh, near me, locally, whatever, 5 stars, just restaurants. Like, you basically looked up food, question mark, food near me, food at all. Like, you saw there were restaurants nearby. I'm not trying to dog on her Googling skills. It was just a funny visual just to see restaurants. That's like if you, stores, Google Maps, stores, anything. Who is selling items for exchange of currency here? Stores, shopping. Even shopping is pretty, just restaurants. I mean, I thought it was honestly pretty cute. But I also thought it was like, it looks like I never let her look up anything on Google. It looked like I was like, hey, you better not be looking up, right? Are you looking for food again? Huh? What did I tell you about looking at Google Maps for food? Give me that. Anyway, maybe not. So I hosted for a psychic comedian, Peter Antonio, very funny guy, really great act. I liked it a lot. And I just wrote a joke on the way. I said, I should do a bit of magic myself, you guys, you know. I told my parents I want to be a comedian, and I saw their I saw their respect for me disappear. That's pretty good, huh? Poof, out of nowhere. I said, guys, I want to tell jokes on stage and make people laugh, and I made my parents disappear. Whoa, hey, hello, guys. Nope. This is a sketch idea where it's my dog's head when I stop scratching for a minute. So you'll have to watch on the video, but essentially if this is my hand and this is her nose, you just, if I stop, it goes, you know what I mean? That it's we'll see if it works on TikTok. Let's see here. A new way of introducing my set, so I would say hello everyone, it's great to be here, very excited to be here. Yeah, like you guys heard, my name is Sohile, or as everybody in Indiana where I grew up used to call me, what? Huh? Ohio? Slowhile. Hey, I made it through that mile run, all right? It may have taken me twice as long, but I made it through, baby. All my cankles and all, I made it through. That could be fun. Question of the week, guys. I want to ask you a question. Yes, you listening, you watching. There's no one else except you and me right now. All right, I need you to lock in right now. All right. What is your favorite hobby that you wish you had more time to do? You know what I mean? Like, what is something where you're like, you know what? I just wish I had more energy. I wish I had more time. I would be doing this. I'd be painting. I'd be hiking. I'd be swinging on a swing set where kids weren't around because I don't want to deal with annoying kids. Whatever that hobby may be. Comment below, let me know. What comes to me right now, my mind is, I love making sketches. We had a great time with our last sketch, me and Ethan Hamilton. Shout out to my boy Ethan. We made a nice sketch on Instagram. It's everywhere, but it's being in a college town over the summer. 140K views on Instagram. Not bad. Hey, turns out when you make something funny and relatable, people like it. Hey, but probably making sketches or... Legos probably. I got a Lego set that is in a trash bag for 2 Christmases ago. Shout out to Caroline. I want to make it so badly, but it is so daunting to me. So I would say a little more time for the Lego building for sure. For sure, guys. But hey, we did it. That's a podcast episode, guys. I don't know what to tell you. You did it. You made it. Hopefully you had a good time. I had a great time with each and every one of you watching, listening, viewing, and subscribing to the Sohile Ali Show. New podcast episodes every Monday. You already know, on the YouTube channel, Spotify. Follow us on all social media, and I'll be sure to keep on pumping out the content, baby. So hope to see you back here next week. I love you, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Real quick before you click away, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment below, and subscribe for all future videos. Hit that bell icon to be notified for all uploads. Have a good one.